Derek Pegasus Glory, you rode him last time out when he ran on the dirt, hit a wide draw that day. Under the circumstances, were you happy with his run?
Yes, he went very good last time. We have an outside draw and we used too much in the early, but he still finished good, and especially he carried the top weight. And this time we still try to be handy position and try to be not using too much and see how he finished. But I'm sure he will finish good.
He gets back onto the turf. What surface suits him better, Derek?
Well, I think both he can handle it. When we trial him, he always try good on the all-weather, so just give him a try. But he win on the turf also, so I think both he can handle it.
And as you say, he had to do a bit of work last time out. You must be pleased to see he's got a better gait this time.
I think he used too much work, a little bit, and this time we still try to use him, but just not too much than last time.
He also wore the blinkers for the first time last time. What difference did they make, Derek?
Well, before when I rode him, he always not focused enough when he hit in front. So I asked them try to put a blinker. Let's see how he finished, and it's pretty work for him, and we're quite positive.
You've had quite a bit to do with this horse all throughout the season. He was formerly with Jimmy Ting, he's now with Me Choi. Is Me doing anything differently with this horse?
No, actually, before and now, I think the horse keeps the same form, not much different, and the horse always honest.
Joe Killer B, he won on debut and then you got on for his last run. What do you think of that effort?
I think it was a very good run. A little bit unlucky not to win that day. He was got just on the line, and he put on a good performance. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but that is always another day.
How did he travel for you in the run? Was he a bit keen at times?
He was a bit keen, and that's a bit of a concern. So I'm sure Casper had good work around it to make sure that its next start it doesn't do the same. He feels like a very nice quality horse. He's such a big, strong individual, and I'd be very surprised if he goes there and do not run a good race.
Since then, you've ridden him at the barrier trials. What did you think of his trial that day for you?
When I rode him at the trial, he found himself behind other horses, which was very good. So gave us a chance to feel how he would behave behind others. And then he kept on coming, improving, and finished off the trial very well. So I think we're looking good where he's at the moment in regards to fitness, and based on that trial, I'd be very happy with him.
So what way would you prefer to ride him, forward or further back like the trial?
I think he's got a natural speed. He's going to put himself among the top 4 horses. The only thing that I would like to have with him is to get covers, so I can make sure that I save that energy to use it at the finishing. So if the circumstances play that way, I think he's going to be able to let down and finish off the race very strongly.
He's only a young horse. He's a 3-year-old. He's by Savabeel. What sort of horse do you think he'll develop into, Joe?
He has everything in himself to develop to be a very, very nice horse. So he's got pedigree, he's got size, he's got character. So he's a kind of a horse that gets us very excited.
John, Gallant Express, was it his inexperience that beat him last time, do you think?
Well, that looks like the word that would describe it. It certainly felt like that watching the race live, but it was sort of on that day of racing. I think you had to be in a good position to win a race, and the horses that were travelling 3 deep or had to do a bit of work or covering ground at any stage, they didn't win. So I think he's got some small excuse there, and hope if he take a better position from the gate 4 on Saturday, he might run better.
Have you had a look at the race, and do you think he'll get the right run from gate 4, John?
I think so. I think there seems to be a little bit more speed in this one, and there's a couple of horses there that go up on the lead regularly, and they'll probably give him every chance to perform anyway.
How's he pulled up from that last run?
He seems good. His health and his soundness has always been pretty good. So I think with a bit of racing, he might perform better.
He's only a 3-year-old. He won very nicely on debut, John. Where do you think he could get to in life?
Well, I'm not sure about where he's going to go, but he's certainly got some quality, and I think he'll improve next season as all the 3-year-olds will, I suppose. But he's got a good temperament, he's sound, he seems, in pretty good health. And he's made the adaptation, obviously, to Hong Kong because he won his first start. So I think he's got a future.
Red Desert, John, I know the margin was narrow, but given how honest he's been, you must have been pleased for him to get that win last time.
Yeah, the 1,200 metres on the dirt track, he seems to relish that. That's his race. The 1650s, he's always struggled a little bit at the distance, but still it's the correct surface for him, and one day he might get away with one at 1650.
So the distance is obviously a query, but given his consistency, do you think he'll still run a competitive race?
Yeah, he'll run well. He always does. Just the last 200 metres of the race, he doesn't seem to have the stamina to finish it off and get prize money. But the service works in his favour, and one day he might.
As far as the trainer's title is concerned, John, you enter Saturday's meeting 1 win ahead of Casper Founds. Knowing as you do the stock you've got to work with over these last couple of months of the season, what are your confidence levels like about a 12th title?
I've never been sort of confident about winning a championship, but there seems to be, there's 5 trainers that are in striking distance, and I think anyone could win at this point.